Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Happy birthday, Harry.
Happy birthday.
Hello and welcome, witches and wizards, to our little Harry Potter birthday celebration episode.
Yay. So we thought that it would be a great idea if we taught you a couple of spells. Mostly alcoholic spells.
One alcoholic.
But yeah. So we're going to teach you how to make pumpkin juice.
Which is fun because we've never tried this before. So we'll let you know if that one turns out.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a real simple butterbeer recipe. And then we're going to have the good butterbeer recipe at the end, which is going to be like a homemade syrup. It's going to be alcoholic. And there's also going to be a butterbeer shot. So I guess 2 alcoholic drinks. But the first 2 will be like family friendly. I will probably put like time stamps in the thing below so you can kind of skip around. We typically make like spooky type of content, like podcasting. We'll have a podcast talking about dark Harry Potter facts. So make sure you watch that episode as well. But that being said, Kim is going to make our first drink because she's the one that has the recipe for the pumpkin juice. Yeah, so she'll see you in a second. So here is Kim on center stage, ready to make some pumpkin juice for us.
All right. So again, we have never made this before, but we're willing to try it for you guys. And then of course, you can make it alcoholic if you want to. I would probably suggest maybe like a spiced rum or a regular rum or whatever you like.
Yeah, whatever you like.
Would probably be really tasty.
Listen, this one we're not making alcoholic. We're doing this one just regular.
Yeah, we're just gonna do this one regular. So you're going to take everything and put it in a blender. So I got my pumpkin and I'm gonna scoop out.
Ugh.
Oh, that was a gross noise.
So you're just doing half a can for this?
I am just gonna do half the can of the pumpkin puree.
So yeah, if you're wanting to make like a full batch, if this turns out good, then you would want to just double her recipe.
Next thing you're gonna do is put in your apricot spread,
That's a
1.5 tablespoon.
We like to guesstimate here.
So we're gonna guesstimate and say that that's pretty good. 1/8 of a cup of brown sugar. Light or dark brown sugar, whatever you like.
Or both, like Kim has.
Yeah, so you're gonna put that in there. Okay, you're gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. And then you're gonna do 32 ounces of apple juice. So I have one of these little guys that measures, so I'm gonna do 2 of these to the 16-ounce thing here with my massively huge bottle of apple juice. I'm like, okay, I guess we're drinking apple juice. So there's 1.
So I assume this is gonna be like a thicker consistency. It for the pumpkin juice?
That's it.
All right.
Pumpkin juice is easy peasy. So,
go ahead and get some pour action.
like we said, this is the first time we've ever tried this. So you're gonna get to experience that with us here. I'm not gonna give us too much because it could be garbage.
All right, so pumpkin juice. I mean, I can't imagine. It smells good. I mean, it smells
nice.
like pumpkin pie, but it literally has pumpkin pie spice in it. Is this cold at all, or is this warm? It's warm.
You can serve it cold or hot.
Oh.
It's actually really good.
This is really good. This might be better than what they have at the park. It's very similar. It's actually really similar to what they have at Universal.
That's really tasty.
I think it would be better if it was cold or hot. Right now we're drinking it at room temperature. I could see this being a good hot drink, but I could also see it being really good like over ice. And this could make a good mixed drink too. Like this would be a good drink to shake with some ice, actually.
Yeah, I think this would be really good with like a spiced rum or something like that.
I think this would actually be really good with Fireball. It would be kind of like apple pie.
Yes.
Give me some of that Fireball. We're gonna mix just a smidgen in because we didn't get a lot of Fireball.
Little bottle.
I have a second. Oh, there's one that's already open over there.
Oh.
And then do you have a little spoon?
This is where all our silverware is, in this little drawer, so.
Because actually, I know that people like to, I think it is the pumpkin juice they mix Fireball with at Universe, because like for some reason you can buy Fireball in the Wizarding World.
That's right.
And they mix it with something. Is it this? Let me know in the comments below if it is the pumpkin juice people mix it with.
Well, there is something that you can make that's called fire whiskey. That is Harry Potter or Wizarding World, you know,
no, I only put a little bit in there, but it's good. It tastes like a candy apple, and I just wanted enough to see if it would be good, so I didn't put much in.
That's good.
Yeah, put Fireball on this if you want to make it a drink for adults.
There you go.
If you don't though, this will be great for like a kid's birthday party. Like you give them this and some butterbeer. I think that they will be ecstatic. Like I mean, it's a pretty simple recipe as well. Like it wasn't that expensive to make.
I mean, it's 5 ingredients, and I mean,
this is good.
It's July, and I found everything. It's not like you have to wait until fall to get pumpkin. Now there are more difficult recipes. Like I did find one where they actually wanted you to roast a pumpkin in your oven.
No, absolutely not. Do not.
And it's like, no, they sell
canned
cans
pumpkin is fine,
of canned pumpkin.
Because canned pumpkin doesn't have that much flavor.
Right.
Really it doesn't, so it's not going to add much. It's just the texture you're looking for when it comes to that. And you do get that a little bit here. It is a little bit gritty, a little bit grainy, I guess you could say. Not in a disgusting way. It's no more, if you like hate orange juice with pulp, this might trigger you a little bit. But it's a little more fine than that.
See, I don't like orange juice with pulp, and I think this is a good consistency.
No, this is. I agree. I don't really like orange juice with pulp very much. I really hated it when I was a kid, though. But all right. So next we're doing what? Little easy peasy.
We're gonna do easy peasy butterbeer. Okay.
All right. So next up, Kim is now. This is going to be like the most basic of bitches of butterbeers that you can possibly make.
Yes.
It's literally 3 ingredients, as you can see here: A&W, whipped cream, and a butterscotch syrup. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on this one. So Kim, go ahead and concoct us our first butterbeer potion.
All right. So you're just gonna take some little bit of butterscotch syrup, put it in the bottom.
True enough. We're not measuring, but I'd say probably about a tablespoon or 2.
Yeah.
But as you can see,
I just kind of covered the bottom.
This is going to be an extremely sweet drink. Again, this is mainly targeted for kids.
Yes. And then you're gonna take your cream soda. Make sure it doesn't explode. Put a little bit of that in there.
Yep, and that should be good for that. You want to get this stirred because the butterscotch is kind of a thicker consistency.
Yeah.
And then you'll add the more soda in afterwards.
And it is going to foam up a little bit once you,
it's
because it's carbonated. You're adding a syrup to it, stuff like that. So we got that going. Put my little paper towel here. And I got some ice. Just a few pieces, like so. Add some more cream soda. Shake it.
There you go.
And there you go.
So let's see how it tastes. I know it's going to just be insanely sweet.
Oh, probably.
But let's give it a little tasty taste here. I don't think I've ever actually made like this simple concoction. Now, if you like look up online, you will see this recipe in some places because it's going to be similar, but it's not going to be as good as what we're going to make here in just a minute. How is this guy?
It's not bad. It's actually not bad.
That's weirdly how. You know what? Tasting this is weirdly identical to what they have at Universal, and it kind of makes me a little sad because I mean, like, That's really all it is butterscotch flavored soda. And that's what you're making here. Because cream soda is a very neutral, just vanilla flavor.
Yes.
It's good. I love cream soda. But you can add like a flavor into it like this.
That's why they always have like different flavors of cream soda, like cherry and blueberry and things like that.
I'm actually upset with how delicious this is. I mean, it's not, and like the cool, like, and also you'll see with the next one, like the whipped cream typically on the Butterbeer, if you're trying to make it like the theme parks, it's not like an actual whipped cream. It's more of like a whipped topping because it doesn't have a form. It's like slop. We'll make that.
Slop.
This is great, and it upsets me. Well, now we're gonna make an alcoholic. Well, first we're gonna make a shot. I'm gonna show you to make a quick, easy Butterbeer shot. This is my own thing. I just made it up, and it was really good. So we're gonna show you to make that, and then we're gonna do the main attraction of actual Butterbeer.
Yay!
Did I use? Yeah, I did use this. Go ahead and start whenever.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so now I'm going to make a little Butterbeer shot. Like I said, this is just a concoction that I kind of made. Now, the shot glass that I have is a little bit weirdly proportioned. So what I'm going to do, and there's 3 different liquors. We have Bacardi spiced rum, butterscotch schnapps, and Fireball. Okay, so I'm doing about 1/4 an ounce of Fireball, and then I'm going to do about a 1/2 ounce of the butterscotch schnapps. Now this won't be actually featured in the actual Butterbeer. Now you could use this, like if you wanted a real, we're not making it, but if you want like a real basic alcoholic Butterbeer, you would essentially replace the butterscotch schnapps with the syrup. That will make a real easier one than we're about to make. And then the rum, this will give it that nice kind of buttery flavor. And we like the spice rum because it's a little bit more vanilla-y and it has that spice. So it just makes it a little more interesting. And then you're just gonna do a splash of heavy cream. This will kind of just give it just a creamy texture, just a splash of it. You don't want a ton or it'll be disgusting. And then I'm just gonna throw like 2 ice cubes in. It's gonna mix it. And the nice thing is too, if you shake it nice and good, you'll get like a little bit of like a foaminess, I do believe.
Yeah.
This thing likes to.
Ooh, all over.
Okay. All right, and as you can see, it actually has the color of Butterbeer as well. So now again, I just winged it. We did try it earlier and it was good. It looks the same, so it should be still good. Yes, it's very good. Now it's a shot, so of course it's strong, but that creaminess, it's really, it really does taste like the essence of the Butterbeer. But of course there's that Fireball, so it makes it not too sweet. But butterscotch schnapps is an insanely sweet thing.
Yeah.
That's why it's really necessary to use like the rum and the Fireball because it makes it, it gives it a bite so it's not gross.
Do that. Woo!
Yes, that's a really good shot to make. It'll complement well, so you have mini Butterbeers with the actual Butterbeers, which you're going to make now.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't make you Expelliarmus.
All right, so now we are going to be making the syrup, I guess? Is that what you want to call this?
Yeah.
So this is going to be one of the components for the Butterbeer that makes it the buttery part, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yep.
You're basically gonna make like
Almost like a caramel.
Yeah, you are. It's very similar to
Yeah.
caramel. Yep.
So the first thing you're going to do is you're gonna need a cup of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of water. You're gonna take those 2 items and you're going to put them in a small saucepan. You're gonna bring it to a gentle boil and then cook it, stirring it often. I'm just trying to get all the water and the brown sugar together here because it's not a lot of water compared to how much sugar you're putting in here. So once this gets to boil, we're going to add pretty much everything else, which is going to be butter, salt, cider vinegar, and a little bit of heavy whipping cream.
All right.
Okay.
So you're gonna add 6 tablespoons of butter. I already have
All of the butter.
almost all the butter.
Oh my. That is a lot of butter. This is not a healthy drink.
It is definitely not a healthy drink.
Not a healthy drink. It is good though. It's been a
Not
really long
one
time since
bit.
we've actually made this.
Yes. So So you're gonna put that in. You're going to put in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And if you're older generation, yes, this is Tupperware. We have a lot of Tupperware here.
I do too.
All right, there's the salt. Then you're gonna put in a 1/2 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. I know, weird, but it actually helps with the flavor. So it's calling for a total of 3/4 of a cup heavy cream, but for this part, you're only gonna use 1/4 of that.
Yeah, which is a weird way to do measurement because the rest of it will be for the whipped cream. Which the whipped cream, I'm not going to really use what they have for this. I'm going to kind of do my own thing a little bit.
So we're just gonna take this.
You get the eyeball at just like 3/4 of, or what was it? Is it 3/4 or a
1/4 of a cup.
Okay, so 1/4.
A little bit more. That's probably
Yeah, I
good.
think that looks about right to me.
And it just says stir it together, and then once it's all completely stirred together, you're gonna let it set aside to cool.
So now we're going to make the whipped cream. We're gonna make it alcoholic whipped cream. This is gonna be a concoction. Some of this stuff I'm going to wing, some of it I'm going to measure a little bit more. Yeah, so we have the remainder. So like Kim said earlier, there was 3, this is what, 3/4 a cup, but then you used 1/4 of it to go in there.
Yeah.
So whatever the heck is that left, it's about 3/4 a cup. It's a weird recipe, but yeah. If you want to use 3/4 a cup, you can as well. We're just kind of putting in this big bowl because it's what we have in front of us. I'm going to, now we are going to be incorporating a bit of this syrup here, but I'm going to wait to put that in, I think, until a little bit later just because it's still a little bit warm. I like putting a little bit of vanilla extract in there. Now I'm just going to kind of basically do a capful of this vanilla extract.
Usually a cap is about like a teaspoon.
Yeah, I do that a lot with extracts, is I would do a little capful, and we are going to do a little bit of alcohol first, but I'm going to incorporate that again later as well. And I'm going to...
Now, there's not much in that container. Oh, there you go.
Just a little bit of salt. Just a little bit of salt to kind of cut the sweetness, and it also adds flavor to it. Okay, now this is the boring part where I whip it for a while. Now the goal is, and I will show you, you do not want to make it like the consistency of whipped cream actually. It's more like a Cool Whip topping because it's going to be almost like a foam that goes on top of it, is kind of what we're aiming for here. This will take a while. Switch to a smaller bowl because the other one stuff was flying, but so I have it at almost a consistency that I want. So now I'm going to add in some of the other stuff. So we will add in some of this. So this calls for really 2 of these, huh?
Yeah.
It seems like a whole lot. Now this is a little warm still. This might not be the best idea. It's fine. I don't know if I'm going to do 2 full tablespoons because that just seems like such an ungodly amount. I'm going to put that in there. It's about 2.
Yeah, that seems good.
Set that there. I don't know what to do with that. Okay, set that there. And now we're going to make it alcoholic. So what I'm going to do, and this could be a terrible idea, but I think it's a good idea. So I'm going to put about 1/4 of an ounce of Fireball, and then 1/4 of an ounce of the butterscotch schnapps. Now, if you don't have butterscotch schnapps, this is not necessary at all. Just put more, you don't even have to put any alcohol in the whipped cream, but I just kind of like to spice it up a little bit because the butterscotch schnapps, again, would not actually be going in this version of the butterbeer drink. But if you wanted to make the shots like we did earlier, then you would need it anyways. All right, and now I'm just going to, because this is going to kind of wetten it a little bit, yummy, make it a little more moist. So I'm going to have to incorporate more air to it again. Okay, so this should be about a texture I think I want. Yeah, just kind of like that, how it's basically like a little bit of goop. All right, so now we are going to be actually making the drink itself. So what we are going to do is, oh, not that. We are going to do, so I'm going to be making 2 drinks in here, but it's going to be 1 ounce of rum per drink. So I'm going to be doing 2 ounces and then 1/2 ounce of Fireball per drink. So there'll be a full, so I'm going to be putting a full ounce in here because again, I'm putting enough in here for 2. Now, if you want a really sweet drink, you could do, and you want it super butterscotchy, you could do a whole thing of, or you could do butterscotch schnapps instead of Fireball. I'm going to do just a little bit more rum in there, actually. You don't have to. I'm going to do a little more rum.
It's for 2 drinks, so
Yeah.
I mean.
And then we are going to do, of the syrup, 2 tablespoons per drink. So I'm going to be putting 4 into my little shaker here. Now you're just going to shake that up. The shaking is fun.
Make sure you smile. Show some flair.
You're a wizard, Harry. Okay.
What's the wizarding word for shaken?
Wow, did I guess really good there?
You did really good.
Wow.
Look at that. Wow.
Okay. And now we will be topping it with cream soda, and we're going to stir it lightly. It's good if you have a bar spoon. These are perfect for stirring. Because obviously you do not want to shake it with the cream soda in, or else it'll be an explosion. But it's nice to, if you just put the alcohol in the bottom of the glass, the reason I did shake it, if you just put all of these things in the bottom, you're going to have to stir it so much that it's probably going to kind of hurt the drink a little bit. So I do recommend either pre-stirring it if you do not have, because now all I really need to do is that. That's plenty. I do not need to do it more. So we're not really going to lose much of that fizziness. And now, we're going to top it with the whipped cream. So this just kind of floats on top. Now, there's a lot of foam from the actual drink. This recipe doesn't actually make a lot of whipped cream. I would recommend, if you're making this for a party, that you just take what I said and you times it by, however many people. This would probably be enough if you actually want a nice topping to it. I say this would be enough for maybe 3 to 4 people, because that's all the more that's really left. There you go. There's your butter beers. I think they look kind of pretty. I mean, obviously a little messy, but yeah. And now we will taste them. All right. So now we're going to taste the concoction we just made. Yeah, it's really good. The rum and the Fireball go miles to make this not as sweet as it could be. It is a dessert drink.
Oh, yeah.
It is not sweet, but we have made it with just butterscotch schnapps. We've had it just without alcohol with syrup.
Yeah.
And it is you have more than this much and you're in a coma. I mean, this still has just as much sugar, obviously, but it balances with that Fireball and with the spiced rum, and that's why I wanted to choose a spiced rum. You could probably even do a better rum than this. We just did Bacardi because I spend a lot of money on it. And we debated on doing a black rum. And it might even be fun to do this drink without the foam and do a black rum topper on it. I think that would also be a good drink. If you wanted,
that would be good. Not
necessarily a butterbeer thing, but just some kind of fun, almost buttered rum kind of drink. This is very similar to a buttered rum.
Yeah.
We literally made a butter syrup for it.
Yeah.
It is better. And see, and that's why I put the salt in it, because that whipped cream isn't too sweet. So actually having the whipped cream, because this is a drink that's meant to be drank without a straw. Now you could do it frozen, you would literally just blend it, and then you kind of have to use a straw. But at the parks, they don't give you a straw unless it's frozen, because they want you to drink it and get that foam first. When you put the salt in there, it cuts some of the sweetness of the liquid. But yeah, I'm actually very happy with this. This might be my favorite rendition of butterbeer we've tried yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, try it out and let us know what you thought of it. I think you'll really like it. We just kind of winged some of it, but I think it was fairly easy to follow what we did there. If you have your own butterbeer recipe, let us know.
Share it.
If you like seeing us kind of do this, because typically we don't do many food videos, but it's usually creepy stuff like that, and we love Harry Potter, so we meant to do this last year and completely forgot about his birthday. And we kind of wanted to release it on the birthday. And if you do like more of the creepy videos, make sure you do check out the podcast episode, which is also in video form on the YouTube channel. I think that will be, I don't know if it'll be coming up before or after this, but it'll be on the YouTube channel, and it's all dark facts from Harry Potter. But thank you guys very much for watching this episode, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
All right, 3, This is gonna be. There has to be an outtake for this. There actually has to be. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1. Dun 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 dun. Okay, we have to do it again. It's so bad.
Oh my god!
I hate my life.
I'm gonna pee my pants.
Okay.